Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tabletop Bob. My name is Bob. I'll be your dungeon master for tonight's episode of Vecna, Eve of Ruin. We've got Michelle, Randall, CJ, and the newcomer, Estelle, with us tonight for Chapter 7, right? This is Chapter 7. I
7.2.
forgot.
Yes.
7.2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Steve will not be joining us tonight. If he can make it back for the future episodes, we'll let you know. But for right now, we'll figure out where his character is going to be in the story, Yagnir, where he's going to be. But we have Michelle, Randall, and CJ reprising the same roles from last week. We've got Bear, Kashar, Derlin, and who Estelle's going to play is still a mystery. We don't know. I think CJ at the end of last episode had like this aha moment. Do you think you know who Estelle's playing?
Yes, I do. Unfortunately, Estelle spoiled it for me in the Roll20 chat.
What?
I
How
know,
dare
Sorry.
you?
but the aha moment of who it was definitely last episode, and
Wow.
All
Well,
right.
good.
Well, we might as well say it. Estella's playing Vecna, everyone.
Don't say his name. God. Whispered one at best. Come on.
Oh, please call me by all my titles.
Yes.
He does have a
all the
lot. He has
titles.
too many titles. He has too many titles.
Wow. Well, we'll find out soon. The viewers will find out very, very soon. We got. I think Dasha is waiting in the wings to put up the new information for this chapter's background questionnaire thing that we filled out. So soon, that will be up. Dasha, if you're watching, hello. If not, I will probably find out after the stream if you did it or didn't do it.
Dasha,
the
if you're watching, I'm sorry for taking so long.
Yes, Randall was the last straggler. Dasha was texting me. She was like, "Hey, everybody's in. Just Randall is not." I was like, "It's okay. You could text him just to give him a little nudge." Randall, she told me though, it came out spectacular
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
because Kashar's got a lot going on.
Yeah, I realized that I had to really think about like what he did before. Like we've talked about what he did between Don't Say Vecna and now, but we haven't really talked that much about like what he was before Don't Say Vecna, because at the time it was like it's a level 21 shot, just do whatever.
Yes.
So I really had to think about that, but I like how we landed.
Yeah, it's funny because when we played all of these characters, I think there was none of us, I mean, even me, I like never thought about like doing some sort of coordinated effort. Like CJ Derlin kind of was brought about the same way, right? He was a Candlekeep mystery character, right?
he was
Yeah.
Candlekeep.
Yeah, so like a lot of the times we made characters just thinking they would be one-shot characters. Other times we made characters that were going to be more long form, and once that campaign ended, I don't know that we thought we would go back to those characters. So it's been a really interesting journey trying to get all these characters on the same screens. And I tell you what, though, I thought Candlekeep Mysteries was hard to organize. This is by far the hardest thing I've ever tried to organize. Like not even close, especially D&D wise, without a doubt. But even I run pretty big Warhammer tournaments. I do a lot of other gaming stuff. This has been by far the most challenging, but also one of the most rewarding. So I'm happy about it. I'm happy the way this turned out. But real quick, let's jump into a review. We started a little late here, so it's almost 9 o'clock on the East Coast. So we're going to jump right into the game right now. A quick review. And actually, I'm going to be calling on each of you to give me a little bit of review from your character's perspective. All right, so I'm going to start us off and give us the first jump start here. It started with Bear and Yagnir, two characters in the Supernatural 20 Guild. They traveled all the way to the Isle of Serpents in the land of Oerth. This is actually their home. And Bear ended up having a very strange dream where, again, this idea of being in this swirling purple miasma when you eventually had that connection with Vecna early in the game. How do you think Bear felt about coming to this island and feeling that dream right as he landed ashore?
I would say that Bear probably was just like a mixed bag of emotions. On the one hand, like feeling inspired. The last time he saw Dobby, Dobby told Bear, yes, like I understand that you're sad to say goodbye, but maybe it's time for you to make your own story now. And so Bear certainly was feeling like inspired and hopeful, and very, very motivated to collect this rod piece so that ultimately he could be reunited with his precious Dobby. And also sad, you know, which is understandable considering he was separated from Dobby. So yes, as usual, all of Bear's emotions have Dobby as, the focal point. But yes, sad,
Yeah.
hopeful, motivated, ready to do it. Do the thing.
Yeah, and it's funny because a lot of the other characters too from that first chapter had this weird like same thing, dreams, I appearing to them, Vecna's name being kind of ingrained in their head, and those 5 characters have gone out, and there's only one left after this. So, we've done all the other characters from that chapter 1. So we'll see how once this ties up together what the that original crew has in store for them. But Bear is definitely up for the challenge here, and you recruited Yagnir. The two of you headed with the resources that Supernatural 20 Guild gave you to the Isle of Serpents. And this is where you encountered your first new ally, Durlin. CJ, Durlin was on this trip as well. He was kind of like a stowaway, kind of convinced the Supernatural 20 characters that he was part of the crew of pirates, convinced the pirates he was part of the passengers. But now that you're here, your true purpose was revealed. You saw Kashar across the beach right before a horrific squid attack. But you saw Kashar. What went through Durlin's mind when he finally found the man he's been looking for?
I mean, he was, relieved a little bit. He, after seeing what Kashar was capable of, I think we didn't have our conversation until after he had, done what he did to that Kraken. So he realizes how formidable a pursuit this was, and why it was so difficult for him to, pin him down and get and find him and tell him of what he needs and what he's trying to get from Kashar. So he's been, but he's keeping a very close eye on Kashar and hoping that he can convince Kashar to either join him in helping with the problem that he understands it as he understands it, or get Kashar to relinquish the thing that he wants.
Yeah, and I think at some point there's got to be even more conversation between the two of them. There's a lot of unique individual motivations for this one. And
Yeah.
then, of course, we'll go to Randall Kashar. You were this hero of the Vecna, Don't Say Vecna game, where you actually, one of the few characters in this campaign to actually face Vecna prior to the game. When you saw Durlin and this new ship of pirates coming to the island, what's running through your mind? Because, of course, like we said, unique motivations. What was your reaction?
I think my first thought was that guy's definitely not a pirate. That was definitely my first thought.
It was the robe.
I mean Kashar served Kashar served the matron for a little over like or around 2 centuries, like almost 2 centuries, since he was a child. And like the inevitability of death has been something that was like taught to him, not as something to fear, but as something to embrace, understand, and like to cope with well before it comes. So I think that, like, on this journey, like that he's been going on as kind of the most loose cannon he's ever been. He has accepted, I think, that inevitably the people looking for him will catch up to him. Like, and in some ways he's kind of hoped for it, hoping that Vecna's people are also hunting for him. And like wanting to invite that so that he can maybe get more information or take them out. So I think when he saw Durlin, it wasn't like a massive surprise. It was more of a took you long enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like you said, he's been at this for a while now. Don't Say Vecna was quite some time in the past
Yeah.
in the timeline. So more to come on all of these individuals. But last week, once the party was assembled, they headed to the beaches. There was an archaeologist team there. In fact, that's what Kashar had been doing. Kashar had kind of teamed up with an archaeologist crew led by a woman named Lesa. Lesa is a guide. She's a a human. She actually is desperate to reclaim artifacts that were stolen by her people, generations ago from the evil lich Acererak. She has been studying all her life to figure out where Acererak hides things that he's stolen from his victims, and she traced all of her evidence back to this place, the Isle of Serpents. Apparently, there is a tomb called the Tomb of Wayward Souls. Apparently, he built this, a tomb of horrors, so to speak. And apparently, if you can find it and get into the tomb, there will be plenty of treasure. But she's really only interested in a few specific ones. Ones that she would tell her team and maybe Kashar would be aware of because you've been traveling with them for a while. And then there's Marianne. Marianne is the resident mage. She has a couple of artifacts of her own, or not artifacts, magical items that would help the archaeologist team. A Lantern of Revealing and a Gem of Seeing. 6 total archaeologists, including those 2. And this party traveled into the woods. Now, Kashar and Marianne and Lisa have been scanning the island for quite some time now, for a few weeks. You feel like you now have cornered where this tomb could possibly be. There was a man, an orc, a half-orc, who was badly burned and always had a toothpick in his mouth. He actually was with this group and was lost, one of the first people to get lost on the island when you arrived.
Tragedy, I'm sure.
A tragedy. And Derlin noticed this, picked up on this. Derlin may have a connection to this person that he has not yet revealed. Of course, Yognir and Bear, they're here for the rod piece, and they've kept that a secret from the group. And Estelle, I know you haven't introduced your character yet because we haven't met you yet. Your character will appear sometime soon, but you traveled into the woods, and there was a noise through the brush, a ruffling of the leaves, so to speak. Bear spotted it from up atop a banyan tree and came down and found a little cat, a black cat, that wandered out into the clearing. And that's where we're going to begin.
I
Did I
love
miss
that you
anything?
very obviously did research on what types of top tropical trees there are.
You want to
We
know
had
what's
a whole
really funny?
conversation about it.
You want to know what's really funny? Is I said that, and like somewhere else in this chapter, it mentions banyan trees. So I totally spaced on that one, but yeah. Anyway, so we're here in the island of the Isle of Serpents. We're on the Isle of Serpents, and out from the brush comes a little cat, a little black cat, and it purrs and trills and rubs up against someone's leg. Who is the first person to discover it? Let's just say it's Derlin, because I think that's in my head canon. It's Derlin. A black cat rubs up against all your thick, flowing robes.
Oh, gosh. What a strange creature to be out in this jungle. A domesticated, short-haired house cat. Kashar, did anyone on your venture bring a cat with them? What is the meaning of this? Why would anyone bring such a creature into the forest?
Lisa says it has a tag on its collar. Take a look.
It better not say Bandito. And I bend down and I check the tag on the...
You notice the tag actually has a piece of parchment kind of attached to it. It's small, little piece of parchment, like maybe the size of your hand, rolled up, little scroll. And it also says the name Pretty on it.
The tag says pretty? Well, aren't you a little pretty cat? You are a pretty little kitty. And yeah, I guess this note is for me then, pretty? I guess, are you a familiar? I've met wizards who have familiars. Let me see, what does this little note say? And I unroll the note.
Sure.
Is
So-
this performance for the cat or for us?
It is for everybody.
You can see
At
the
this-
note.
Hmm.
So the writing that's on it, I'll describe it, and then I'll have you maybe read some of the writings on it, CJ, as you unfurl this little scroll of paper. It's titled Tomb Complex, and there's some rips along it in the middle, especially on the edges, the corners. It's like a tannish parchment that looks like it's got some water stains on it. It clearly looks like it's been hand drawn, no doubt. Doesn't look like there's any magic to it. It's hand drawn, and you can see that there's 3 what look like buildings or structures. Would you like to go top left across and read through some of these, CJ?
It says, it's a little bit, it seems to be a map, everybody. It says fire, very bad, obviously. I don't know whoever this genius was. It says weird statue face, possible secret entrance. We'll have to be on the lookout for that one. Swore something here in the pit. Interesting. Door further into the tomb. Beware of spike pit. Also, great advice. Way to dismantle arrow trap is also drawn here. And, yes, there's also a bit of a hole in the map, so I hope that's not just a giant hole in the ground. But I think we'll do great with this information. Pretty, could you show us where this is?
Also, I want to note that as Derlin was doing this whole thing, Bear was just watching him like captivated, like wide, shiny eyes, like chin on hands, like thoroughly enjoying the little performance.
That would have been a lot more helpful if you were pointing at the map while you said it.
Oh, I was pointing at it. Did you? I was like,
You were.
right
It
here.
was
It
facing
said-
you, though. Yes.
Oh, well, I suppose I can let you see.
He does the whole
That's
routine
fine.
over again.
Yes.
You can just
right
walk
in front of you.
front.
I go right next to Kashar and I get shoulder to shoulder and I see right here it says fire very bad, obviously.
So you
Let's
show
leave
everybody,
it
and
there.
Pretty, you mentioned her, like, can you show us where you are? And she rubs up against you, trills, and then starts to wander back through the shrubbery.
Follow the cat, everyone. Adventure is afoot.
Isn't this a place that is infamous for traps and deception?
Lisa says, yes, of course.
So maybe a cat that has a clear layout of set traps that wanders up to us and then tries to lead us further away from our path is not something to be immediately trusted.
Marianne says, let me inspect that thing. Give it to me.
The cat? It's
No,
already
the-
gone.
The cat or the
paper.
map?
The paper.
Oh yeah, oh sure. You can have the I don't want the cat to get too much further away though. They have a tendency to run off.
Bear kind of like gestures towards the cat, crouching
Awesome.
down, goes pss pss pss. Tries to
What?
lure the
Why wouldn't
80
you trust
cats
a cat?
just swarm us.
leaping from the trees.
Yeah, all, from the trees, just leaving them.
That's how it would be in
It's
real
fine.
life. There would be like
Yeah.
80 of them. Yeah. So you,
The cat has
some of
given
you
us no
maybe,
reason not to trust it.
fair enough. Some of you maybe follow it. Maybe Lisa will go after it with Bear, just to keep an eye on it. And Marianne takes out her gem of seeing. And just so you all know, I'm not sure if you've seen this item before. Well, you look through the gem, and it's kind of like a magnifying glass, but it does have some magical properties, of course. When you look through it, you actually have true sight. So she inspects it. She takes the gem out, and she looks, and she's like, ah, it seems mundane. She'll put her device away, and she says, I don't know, Bashar, but I say we got to follow the cat at least.
Is the cat mundane?
It's off in the brush. She can check it. Let's go catch up to it. Now look.
Ah, he sees how people die. Very well.
So you start
Here,
following.
Pretty kitty kitty. Here, pretty kitty kitty kitty.
You follow Pretty the cat, and you go maybe like, I don't know, not that far, a quarter mile at most. And you can see that there is a dense outcropping of trees, but they're kind of obscuring what looks like the entrance to a cave. And just outside the cave are 2 people, and they're ready and waiting for you because you're making noise. The cat was moving, and Derlin was trying to sweet talk it. So they heard you coming. You see a half-orc that looks badly burned and disfigured, has a toothpick in his mouth. He's standing there with a pretty ornate dagger in his hand and a set of thieves' tools in the other. And then you've got Estelle. Would you like to describe your character?
An ancient, wizened, hunched over elven woman with knobbly, bony hands, a frog of a nose, sunken eyes. Her stringy hair pulled up in like a bun. Like think what's the witch's name in Spirited Away?
Oh yeah.
Don't know.
I want to say Baba Yaga, but it's
Yeah, I know, right? Yzma? Kind of like her, but more wretched.
Ooh.
So your character looks as stereotypically witch-like as my character looks as stereotypically wizard-like.
Yes.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Lisa, are you aware of any hallucinogenic properties of plants in this jungle?
No, I'm not, but I'm seeing what you're seeing. She looks at these
there's
two
tons,
people,
I'm sure.
and she says,
Very
"Hey,
good.
I remember you. You were with us in the beginning of the trip. Bandito, wasn't it?" And the half-orc kind of looks to the side. It's like he really doesn't care about any of you. Like you're just an inconvenience. The fact that you're here. Stands up straight, takes the toothpick out of his mouth, flicks it across into the jungle, and he goes, "That's me. You're Lisa, right? Found the tomb you were looking for. Oh, you got more company. Hello, Derlin."
Oh, hi, Bandito. Fantastic running into you here. You know, I was looking for you this whole time too, because I wanted to tell you that I'm going to be sending you that money that I owed you very soon. You know, in fact, the bag of gold was in the mail. I sent it out a few weeks ago. Did you get it yet? I hoped it would find its way to you.
Takes out a fresh toothpick out of his he's got like people have cigarette holders. He's got toothpick holder. He just pops it open, takes another one out, puts it right in his mouth, and he goes, "You know, it's funny about payback, Derlin.
What's that?
It always comes to you when you least expect it."
It can also wait.
And he defers to Agatha. He looks over to you. He kind of nods. And he says, "Well, I've got a new leader. Here's Agatha."
Oh, hello, everyone. I'm Agatha. Some people call me Baba Aga, whatever makes you happy. It's very nice to meet all of you fun youngsters here. Are you here for the tomb as well?
Well, we're not here for the half-orc, so yes.
Oh, but he's such a charming young lad.
Wow. How old are you?
You know, you begin to lose count after the 4th century.
Amazing.
Aww. How old are you?
I lost count after like the first, 4 decades.
Mm.
Close enough, right?
40? It's all downhill after 40 for rock,
Who knows?
for rock gnomes.
You just stop keeping track.
Yeah, you still
Thought she
got
was gonna
baby
stop
fat
at
on that
4.
face.
I
Why
thought she was
count?
gonna start at 4 as well.
Lost count
Well-
after 4.
Baba Aga,
Yes.
what has brought you to this fantastic place?
Oh, I'm
No,
here.
She has the cat with her now?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
I am here to teach a rather rancid creature a lesson or two, and to undo some magics he may be a part of. And like I clutch like this necklace that I have that have like 2 glowing crystals on it. very, very tricky magic. But I
Yeah,
will
she was looking
solve it.
she was looking for the tomb as well. And I got separated from our group, so I figured I'd hitch myself up to this wagon.
Aw.
I'm not sure.
So have you just been lying in the dirt for the last few days?
Oh no, Mr. Bandito here has been very helpful.
Oh, you've given information that was trusted to you to a stranger who wandered up to you in the woods.
No, we
I'm
just
very
both want to get into
convincing.
the tomb.
And remind me, Bandito, what is your motivation for the tomb?
Artifacts. He looks at Lisa. Stolen artifacts. Gotta find my treasure somewhere.
Money. He's motivated by money.
Yes,
I
got
knew
it.
He's a
someone.
mercenary. Last time I met him, we hired him. Haven't seen him since. Hmm.
Well, I'm sure he'll get plenty of his treasures, and of course, I've dealt
Problem.
with people only motivated with money before, and it went quite well, I believe.
The problem is, can't even figure out how to get into this place.
Well, the cat had a map. It seemed like the cat's map might have helped.
Oh, you have my map?
Well, yes, this is your map. That's your
Yes,
cat. That makes more
yes.
sense. I'm
Yes,
getting
this
it
is
now.
Pretty, my pretty little kitty. Pretty, why don't you
Pretty.
say hi to the good people here?
Meow.
Oh, you're such a jokester.
What did it say?
Meow, didn't you hear?
Oh, okay. Sounded like it. You thought it said something more than that.
Don't you worry your pretty little head on this one.
Oh, you think I'm pretty?
I do.
Yikes.
Just want to pinch that
Get-
little cheek.
Kashar definitely clocks the like naming the cat pretty and immediately jumping to calling him a pretty little one, and she's like, that was definitely a person at one point. And says nothing about it, but it's just like that was a person.
Bear is oblivious and just crouched down and like scratches the cat's chin.
Bandito will walk over towards one of the caverns here, and he says, "Yeah, you see, the problem is we've tried looking through each of these places, and they're all as deadlier than the next. Take a look at this one, for instance." And by the way, I put us on the Roll20 screen, so I've got our tokens here. This is Kashar moving right to the north. Agatha. Everybody has their old tokens from their previous game, as I mentioned. Ones that would be new to the group would be Lisa and Marianne. Lisa is the one with the orangey red circle, and Marianne is the one with the blue circle. But they are, you can see Lisa's got the headband. Marianne is more reserved. So, and Derlin, of course, is the wizard. Yagnir and the rest of the crew are actually at this point pretty tired. The rest of the crew is pretty tired. And once they hear that it's deadly around every turn, they'll start to protest to Lisa. And she says, "Fine, you can stay here. Just wait outside. If we need help, we're counting on you." And Yagnir will choose to stay with this crew and pray to them and perhaps try to exorcise their demons. We'll see. But they're going to stay outside of the cave for now.
Did
So
you
we
say
jump-
excise or exercise?
They're going to exercise. They're going to do some. They're going to do
Push-ups.
some running, some jumping jacks.
Calisthenics.
Yeah. So Bandito comes over to this one right here, the northern cave entrance, and I'll describe a little bit about this place too, because all these, I feel like sometimes the maps are great, but like these the Dyson logo maps are. There's not a lot of like detail to them. So let me just give you a brief description of what you're seeing here. So this looks like a limestone cave. The entryway is 20 feet high to each of these. It does look like it was constructed out of the stone, though. It does look like there was thought and care put into where exactly the entrances were. Inside each, the chambers begin to go away from the natural cut stone to actual like floor tiles. There's different. I wouldn't say that there's like a pattern per se, but they certainly are designed to be floors and not just cave floor, right? It's not natural. The walls themselves are smooth stone, and inside the complexes, all of them are about 10 feet high. So they kind of, once you get into the entryway, it kind of narrows down a bit to 10 feet. You see that there's also different features in each of them. Like, for instance, in the first one, when you look in, you can see it's a pretty wide but short corridor. It ends with a stone door and metal handles on the northern side of the room. At the entrance, you can see that there is a symbol carved into the stone. It looks like, there's words carved in. It says danger and fire in common. To the right, you can see an entrance. And this entrance has, you can see it's a hallway. It looks like, not a hallway. I lied to you all. It looks like a corridor. There are pockmarks lining the walls of this corridor. And at the end, you can see a set of dark wooden doors. So, right towards the end here. Dark wooden doors. And then in the middle, you can see that there is a hallway that has been partially excavated. Lifted stone lids reveal a 10-foot deep pit with spikes in the center of each. So you can see to the north, you'll see this tiny little wooden, it's actually wooden, not stone, it is a wooden little causeway that goes through. So each side has a pit of spikes. And on the other side, you can see there's a pretty large mosaic. Looks like almost a mouth, a face with a mouth.
And there's a door here that it's set on the map?
Yep.
Oh, and here?
Yep.
Okay. So
The fire very bad that you wrote. Was that
Yes.
just because you saw it written or because you saw fire come out?
Yes.
Very good.
Yes,
Bandito. Bandito's going to jump in. He's going to say a few things. He says, "Yeah, we haven't gone into this one, but clearly fire's not my thing." He gives a shot at Derlin. He walks over here and he says, "This one's really interesting, the center area." He says, "You can cross the plank. It's not that hard. Unless you're a baggy clothes wearing wizard, then it might be difficult. But you get to the other side and it's a strange face with eyelids and a mouth. I threw a dagger in there once. Never came back." And he
Why
says,
would you think he would come back?
"Well, it disappeared completely." He says, "And
Yes, I've seen something similar before.
yeah, see,
Very
she seems to have some
dangerous.
prior knowledge of this place, but she won't reveal too many of her secrets."
Not my first tomb.
Well,
And this one here, nearly lost my head. You go into this one, arrows shoot out at you from all directions.
yes, that's
There-
quite obvious from all of the pockmarks on the walls.
Yeah, but I didn't
Did
get
you
hit.
think that the room had acne?
I didn't get hit. Is all I'm saying. But when you get to the edge there's some writing, some little poem or message from somebody named a Sararak.
Mm-mm.
Just to play with his
Such a
foot.
naughty boy.
Well, we should know what that says. The easiest way through this is to get to the other side through non-walking means, but from what we've heard, teleportation in the tomb is not exactly safe. I don't know how short range that applies to.
I'm gonna look around and see just in the woods over here. Are there any are there any like easily felled trees? Do the mercenaries have like tools with them or anything?
They have like digging tools, yeah, pickaxes,
Yeah.
things like that.
Ah, since you're not going to be coming in with us, why don't you make yourselves useful? Fell those trees there. Start binding them together. We need them to be at least 10 feet long and 5 feet high.
What
They'll start working on some sort of a fence or
trebuchet is going to be helpful. But...
We need
What
2 of them.
He's so authoritative.
While they do that, maybe we look into the other 2.
I'll help you do that.
Wonderful.
All right, so the plan is to have the archaeologists start making some sort of like a barricade, a fence of some sort, or with the wood that they can collect from the trees.
Basically, what I'm trying to have them do is make like 2 5-foot wide, 10-foot long, like essentially planks, but like they would just be bound together things so that we can just hold them on each side of where the arrows are and just move with them like like testudo, and just move through the room.
Sure, that's doable. Yep. And I think Agatha, you said you want to head into one of the tombs with Kashar?
I'll follow him wherever.
Okay. Move your token.
Oh my.
She's found her new muse.
I am the only other one here that's over a century, so.
It's true.
So you said that. So wait, what Aga said and what Bandito said seemed conflicting. Bandito seemed to say that you didn't see fire, but Aga said you did see fire.
So they didn't go into this one, but they see that there's a danger of fire there, and Bandito has an aversion to fire, so he didn't want to go and test that one.
Oh, okay. So it was just that they saw the words.
Correct.
All right.
This one here, though, has the spiked pit, and it seems like there are Bandito and or Agatha noticed that there looks like there may be some sort of a entryway down here towards the pit, but they can't exactly see where it goes, and it's also hard to tell because it's deep down and obscured by the spikes. Then there's also a doorway over here that does not open. And despite how much he tries to pick the lock, it does not open. And then there's a big, huge face in the mosaic at the end. It is not that of the green-mouthed face that you've seen in the Tomb of Horrors, Agatha, but it does have a resemblance, a similar gaping hole mouth in a face, but it is not the same green face that you've seen. So we'll have so we're splitting the party, right? So Kashar and Agatha are going into the center one. Who's going where?
Oh no. I would like to inspect the spikes. I think that there's possibly something there we could use. I think there's some great possibilities there.
Okay, so Derlin, you want to go in this room as well. And Bear, are you moving into the spike trap?
Yes, Bear, I guess as the character, I feel confident that I could cross that teeny tiny little wood bridge. I got this, guys. We got this. Yeah.
Lisa will follow as long, and she'll make sure that the archaeologists build that little barricade. And
start crowding in this tiny little platform, and we're all bumping into each other. You're like, oh god, almost no, oh whoa, ah!
Yep.
Careful.
You can
subway platform.
There's
Bandito's right behind you, Derlin.
oh no, Bandito, please, always in front.
He actually just grabs your shoulders and he says, "It'd be a shame if you fell into these pits." And he pulls you back behind him and he steps forward.
It would be a big shame. Thank you.
Isn't
you,
it great when
Bandito.
he just grabbed you like that?
That's why Agatha likes him. He's a
Oh,
he's a
my
groper.
big, strong half-orc.
Bear,
Such
do you
a
want to?
strapping young man.
What do you think of the burn scars, Agatha?
They add so much character.
Yeah, character. Bear, you want to cross this wood plank?
Yes. Bear's
Okay.
just gonna like leap gracefully
Mhm.
onto the plank and then start
Oh,
like
look at
tiptoeing
you.
across.
So nice to see.
It is a very easy thing to do for a hero of your stature. So you can tiptoe across and you get to the other side with no harm.
Nice.
You have superior dark vision, right?
I do.
Okay, it is dark in these rooms, in these chambers. So, Bear, you can see down below and see pretty clearly. Again, the only thing is the issue is that the pit itself has spikes and they're obscuring this, but it does look like there's some sort of a small crack or crevice down below in the pit on the western side. You can see it right here. To the right, you see that there's a doorway. It is a wooden door with metal hinges and a door handle and what looks like maybe a lock. But it certainly, this is the one that Bandito said, no way can be opened.
Mm.
And standing before you
Nice.
is that big face, by the way. Yeah. Actually, do you want me to read the face? I should read the face description to you. It's pretty cool.
Sure.
So you see it now, a relief of a scowling, fiendish face made of azure mosaic tiles. So not green, blue. It spans this hallway's back wall. The face's mouth is open, revealing a black maw, and its eyes are carved from clouded white crystals. To the right of the mosaic, you can see that closed door.
Beautiful. Okay. So as I was crossing the wood bridge, did it feel relatively sturdy under my feet? Did it bend? Did it creak?
It bent and creaked, but you're light and a natural athlete, so there was no issue.
Okay. Okay, guys, I think it's safe to cross. Bear calls across to the other side. I think it's safe, but be careful. I don't know. I don't know if it can hold all of you. And kind of eyes the half orc. Just like take it slow. Also, to the left, does anyone else see that like little crack in the ground? And he kind of gestures towards the crack there. Well, I don't know if you can see it, but I see it. Looks funky. I don't know what that's all about.
Well, maybe it's a door.
Perhaps we should go down and investigate.
Into the
Well, wizard
spikes.
boy, why don't you take that one on?
Oh, I'd certainly love to. I have how far down is it?
It is 20 feet down.
20 feet down? Well, I've got 50 feet of hempen rope. If someone would be so kind as to hold one end of this rope.
I've got you.
No, it's okay, Bandito. If someone
I'll
else
take-
would like to handle,
I can hold it.
I'd be a
She-
little bit happier if even the cat held it.
He's
A
quite
500-year-old woman.
I can hold the rope for you. Don't worry, I'm long past arthritis.
Better than the half orc.
Now my hands just seize closed.
Oh man, that's good.
Well,
That's good. That's good.
Goodness.
Just
That's good.
tie it off and hold tight. And yeah, I'll rappel down into the pit
So
Careful.
here's how it works.
slowly.
Sure. Here's how it works. You're going off of the tile floor, right? The one that's like close to Lesa and Kashar. You're not like
Yeah.
going on the wood or on the other side.
Yeah, I'm not going across and then back.
When Bandito is refused to, you refuse to have him help. He crosses the wood plank pretty quickly and adeptly to the other side, and he's gonna like talk to Bear and will explain how no matter how much he's picked this lock, it doesn't work. You can't do it.
Sounds
So
like a
he'll-
skill issue, Bandito.
He'll just throw a toothpick your way before taking out a brand new one, putting in his
More
mouth.
spikes. Wonderful.
Yeah. You actually notice down here there's at least like a dozen toothpicks as well.
Great.
Does
You can.
does he just like use them till they get soggy, or
Yeah. It's like it's a, what do they call it? When you have like a
Fixation?
habit, a fixation.
fidget?
Yeah.
an oral
A
fixation?
fixation.
Yeah.
Or that's it. An oral fixation. That's what it is.
Freud would
so-
have a lot to say.
Oh yes.
So when you get down to the bottom of the pit, you carefully and cautiously avoid damage. The pit is difficult terrain, so it will take you double movement to move, though we're not in initiative order here, so it's no big deal. So you start to move towards that little opening down there. While he's doing that, Lisa will command Marianne to take out her lantern. And I'm going to use this opportunity to show you all what the lantern is. So if you haven't ever seen one of these, it's a pretty cool item. It's called the Lantern of Revealing.
They are dope.
Yeah, it's cool. It kind of looks like an eyeball on the outside, but it's like one of those hooded lanterns that can be pinpoint. Although I thought about this, isn't it weird though that it goes top to bottom? Shouldn't it be like closed? Well, I guess it doesn't matter, right? I guess it's, as long as it's a circle, it's fine. The hood could be closed in any direction. But anyway, so yeah, it can run for 6 hours. So she'll light it up now, and it'll go for 6 hours. It sheds bright light in a 30-foot radius, or dim light for an additional 30. But the key here is invisible creatures and objects are visible as long as they are within the lantern's bright light. So she's gonna keep the hood wide open so it does, emanate this wider radius, and she's going to reveal it kind of in the area here. CJ, when she does, you can see it looks like a little crack, like a crevice, like a fissure in the foundation. But as the lantern gets struck, you can see it actually reveals an illusion. That fissure or crack is not really there. In fact, what it really is a tunnel. And a medium creature can fit through it easily.
There was something down here, everybody. It was a tunnel. I found it.
And Lisa says, "We found it. And just remember, everyone, if you find any of the artifacts from my village, they belong to my people. They're not for personal glory or wealth." She shoots a look
Yeah.
over to Bandito. He's like, yeah, I've got it.
Noticed the music change.
By here in this little area here, is there anything revealed? Ooh,
There is. Yep. There's a tunnel. Would you like to go through it?
I'm gonna peek into this little tunnel.
All right.
I'm gonna go in, everybody. If anybody wants to join me, feel free to climb down the rope.
Oh, he's one of my favorite types of adventurers. The ones that go in first.
I agree.
Nice. Okay. Well, CJ, yes,
Wow.
you can go in if you want. Other people can join you. They'd have to go down the rope though, and do it cautiously. Otherwise, they might fall into the pit. While you start moving in, though, I will describe what you see.
I'll light a torch for myself to be able to see also.
Sure. There's actually no need, CJ.
Oh.
When you go in,
Never mind.
it is lit. This room is lit with some sort of magical effect, because clearly there wouldn't be. I'll tell you exactly what there is, though. There are crystal sconces holding eerie green flames. Inside this chamber that you've come upon is a pretty unique display. There are crooked wooden planks that line the floor here. So the floor changes from previous that spike pit where it was like, a cave or stone. It's wood, actually. And there are 7 casks that are embedded along the western wall. Each cask has a different symbol painted on it with a spigot beneath it. Cups and tankards line shelves on the opposite wall. And so you can see it here on the west wall. There's the tankards, and I will show you a picture of them. There's a artwork for it.
Shelves on the other wall right there.
Shelves on the wall behind you. Yes. All right. Let me give you the art. Here we go. So
my
Hmm.
heart, stars, and horseshoes, clovers and blue moons, pots of golden rainbows, and the square red circle, the red squares.
So you can see that there is 7 kegs. There are 7 casks. To the left, you can see they're identical. They're wooden casks. They look like they have some sort of, ale, liquid, whatever it would be in it. To the left, we'll go from left to right. The casks on the left has a green star. The cask next to it has a blue square. The cask next to that has a green crescent. The center cask has a red square. The one to the right of it has a blue circle. The one to the right of that has a green circle. And the one to the right of that has a red star. And like I said, there are plenty. It looks like there's plenty of cups and mugs on the wall behind you. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna go, and I'm going to say I'm gonna go back to here. I'm gonna say, I found the party room, everybody. Drinks all around. Bandito, why don't you get down here? I've got some alcohol for you to drink. There's all sorts of booze or something in some kegs here. I'd love for you to share a glass with me.
Please try to poison him after we leave the tomb.
I would
Laces-
never.
Lisa says, I am
would
not
poison him
drinking.
after leaving.
I'm not drinking anything in this tomb, and you shouldn't either. She's crossing the wooden plank towards Bear and Bandito.
There's a bunch of stuff with stars and hearts and colors. If anybody wants to come down here and check it out. Has anyone seen some sort of code, a combination, or anything about stars and hearts and green and red and blue?
Upon hearing that, Bear is gonna approach the door, and I'm gonna look around at the door, maybe at the giant face. Do I see anything that resembles the shapes that Derlin is describing?
The door in front of you is pretty mundane. It's a wooden door with metal sort of like hinges and metal doorknob, silver doorknob. It is not special looking. There are no shapes. There are no colors. Rather mundane.
Let's let bygones be bygones, old friend. Come down, have a drink with me.
Anyway, so like I was saying, Bear, there's a door here. And I don't know what this thing is, this big old face, but I threw something in there before and never came back. Disappeared
Things don't
completely.
usually just come back when you throw them.
Shut up down there.
Bear puts his tiny
Unless it was a
fists on
boomerang.
his
Did you
little
throw
hips.
a boomerang? Those come back.
Bear, what are you doing?
Oh, Bear just has his tiny fists on his hips, and his eyebrows are deeply furrowed. He's furiously thinking, trying to figure out, and he's staring up at the giant face.
Mouth.
Just trying to.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's jump back to Agatha. Agatha, I see you're moving your token. Do you want to climb down
Yeah.
that rope?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great.
Agatha, here for a
Oh.
drink.
Hello. What is all of this?
Casks, kegs, liquors,
my.
alcohol, perhaps.
I haven't
Wine.
had so many of such a thing in front of me since I was 300, maybe. That was a wild girl's night out.
You know, you can never relive your 300s.
It's very difficult. How old are you?
Oh, you know, human age.
Oh, are you going to die soon?
I don't think so. I hope not.
I hope not.
Well, I wish you the best of luck.
So before you, Agatha, you can see the cups and mugs, and on the other side are the casks.
Oh,
You do see
my.
something else along the casks, actually, along the shelves. You notice that there's a repeated message carved along the shelves' edges. And what languages do both of you speak?
Uh, I speak Common, Elvish, Sylvain, Diabolic, Primordial, and Celestial.
Great.
Diabolic?
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
she does. Hmm.
Common, Draconic, and Gripply.
Common, Draconic, and Gripply. Okay, so Estelle, Agatha can read the message that's repeated on the shelves.
Oh,
It's a little piece of poetry here. It says, "A septet of libations I present to you, but only one will help you escape this tomb. 6 drinks are magic, one is mundane. Those marked with stars are vitality's bane. Blue is neither blessing nor curse. Moon cleanses you of illness or worse. Green's neighbor is never boring. Drink deep, pass through the flooring." And I'll give you that so you can all analyze it
Oh,
to the
bless.
nth degree.
Mm-hmm.
It's
trying to look
all
for the
an
picture.
anagram.
Here it is.
Only the first letter matters.
Yeah. Yeah. The first letter of every line spells out.
Only read the third word of each sentence.
Okay, here you go. I sent it into the
Okay.
Roll20 chat.
One are with neither.
And what language was this in?
It's in Celestial. It says, "A septet."
Oh.
I'll read it again while you can all see it now. "A septet of libations I present to you, but only one will help you escape this tomb. 6 drinks are magic, one is mundane. Those marked with stars are vitality's bane. Blue is neither blessing nor curse. Moon cleanses you of illness or worse. Green's neighbor is never boring. Drink deep, pass through the flooring." While you two are inspecting this, and maybe Agatha reads it to herself first before reading it aloud, the rest of the group, the archaeologists come back. Yagnir will command Kashar that they've finished the barricades.
Very good.
I'll since they have this handled over here, I'm going to go back. I'm going to grab 3 of them.
Say, one of you hold one with me, the other 2 hold the other side.
Sure. And you'll notice the resident mage, Marianne, comes with you, and she says, "If you find anything in here, I'll need to be present." And she's got the lantern. "I may be of use."
Very good. Just make sure to stay between the panels.
Got it. And she will. The archaeologists will hold up the barricades that they've made, strap together the chopped up banyan trees, and start to move in coordination with you through the area here. Once you move and start going through, arrows will begin flying. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say that there definitely is no danger to this, but I'll describe what happens. So arrows start flying from the sides of the room, and this dangerous fusillade will start to fill most of this room up, again coming from the north and southern walls. So at the end of it all, your barricade is taking quite a bit of arrows, but you can hear something with inside the walls. Sounds like whatever mechanism or trigger is clicking, maybe resetting. Who knows how long it will take, but the clicking noise continues. It
Is
stops.
there any pauses between?
No pauses, not for the the round or two that you're in here. But when you get to the end, and this area is where the arrows actually did not fire. So I'm going to put a little line here. The arrows did not fire to here. That's where they stopped. All right, so the arrows didn't fire on the most eastern wall. Now you get to the wall, and I said there was a door there.
Mm-hmm.
So the door that you see here has tiny text scrawled on its front. It says, "A Sararak commands you. Alas, these doors lead nowhere, but your skill shall not go unrewarded. Should you wish to plumb the depths of my tomb, heed these words. The blue one craves your magic.
You must have had a lot of fun setting this up. I'm assuming that's going to relate to something in one of the other rooms.
I will try. Is there a handle, or is it just like a door, just a like in the wall?
There are handles, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll try the handle.
They don't open. It's clearly locked. It doesn't even budge.
Is there a like lock? Like, is there a visible lock, or is it just that they don't move?
It does look like it has a handle and a lock, and Marianne will reveal the lantern. It seems like it's really there.
Maybe the Bandito character will be willing to try his talents over here. Maybe they'll be more fruitful.
Well, we should all go back together.
Yes. Move as one.
And you move as one, and the arrows are not flying at this point. It sounds like the mechanism is reloading still. So
Okay.
you get out of the tomb. You are safe from the arrows.
Very good. I'm going to, since they are there, I'm just going to bring Marianne.
Marianne, can you use your lantern? Just see if there is anything it reveals in this room.
She lifts up the lantern. There's no invisible creatures, no images that are illusions. It looks like there's a door at the other end as well. There's nothing in this cave. Like, this cave is empty completely.
I'm just going to toss a stick into the chamber.
Sure. You throw a stick in, nothing happens. She says,
All right.
perhaps it requires more weight.
Yes, perhaps it does. Wait here.
She nods.
I'm going to, because I do want to test it and see, though it's not going to be definitive for the rest of the tomb, but I'm going to Blessing of the Raven Queen to the other side, to just right there.
Sure. All right. So you come back into the room? You said you're using your blessing?
No, into here. Sorry.
Oh, you're teleporting into this room.
Into the room.
Oh,
I'm trying to do a twofer. I want to see if this does burn me, and see if teleportation does work.
What kind of teleportation is it? It's like a Misty Step, essentially?
It is not a spell, but yes, it is a 30-foot. So it's my racial feature, Blessing of the Raven Queen. Let me get it. Species trait. As a bonus action, you may magically teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. You gain resistance to all damage when you teleport using this trait until the start of your next turn.
So, yeah. So, basically, that won't work. You teleport and you stop just short of the entryway. Any spell slot, component, item charges, or other resources that would need to be expended as normal, but nothing happens. That's literally what it says here.
That's good to know.
So,
That tells me
good
something
test.
in itself.
Yeah, good test.
Okay.
All right, well, that at least tells me that it is not going to work at all. I won't rely on that.
In that case, yeah, I'm going to. God, that could be. I'm curious if I should put a resistance on myself.
Well, hold on one second. You think about that while you're pondering this. We'll go to Bear. Bear, Lesa says, it's silly that we can't get through this door. She looks at it and she says, it seems like it's just wood. Bear, do you think you could break this door down?
Well, I could certainly try. And like Bear kind of hefts his, what even does Bear have again? Battle axe. But first, and then like Bear kind of looks back at the face. I'm curious about that mouth. Do you mind if I take a second and just peek in it?
Sure. You
There's
look in it.
Ver-
And
yeah.
you have
like,
pretty good dark vision too, right?
Yes. What do I see in there? Is it a bottomless pit?
You look into it, and it is completely pitch black. Your dark vision does not penetrate through. And yes, Randall, I'll post the other one in too, the other reading.
Cool.
Okay. Well, Bear shrugs his little shoulders. Turns back to the door. Also, you mentioned that there was writing, like a poem.
There was, yeah.
Oh.
So when Randall went into the southern chamber, I just posted it in the chat.
It's
It
not
said,
this
a
room.
Sararak commands you. Alas, these doors lead to nowhere, but your skill shall not go unrewarded. Should you wish to plumb the depths of my tomb, heed these words. The blue one craves your magic.
But Bear has not seen this poem, I guess.
Bear has not.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to do about this giant blue face right here, but I'm just going to take my axe to the wooden door. And
Is the face blue? Sorry, I thought the face was green.
No, I said
Azure.
it's not green.
Yes.
I think most
okay.
people think it would be green because of the Tomb of Horrors iconic green devil mouth, but it's
Gotcha.
not. It's blue.
Mm.
Yeah.
In that case, I would have should. Sorry, I was genuinely thinking I thought that was going to be referring to something down in the other side.
Mhm.
I didn't realize it would correlate to this.
So Bear's about to like raise.
Yeah.
Bear's about to raise the axe and slam it into the door, and Kashar's like, "Wait."
By the way, I went into the other chamber. It has a poem that says, "The blue one craves your magic."
we
and
shouldn't drink. I mean,
Oh,
Bandito, why don't you come down here and try this blue drink?
the blue one, huh? And then Bear, like, mid axe swing, just like slowly turns and looks back at the giant face.
Yes.
Are you craving magic? Weird. Hey guys,
Bandito.
there's a giant blue one over here. Sorry.
There
We
is.
have a couple of blue casks down here as well.
I'll start light and I'll just fire an Eldritch Blast into the mouth of the blue face.
Whoa, Bear like quickly scrambles out of the way.
Yeah, I do a full like Iron Man charge up, just like hand extended.
The Eldritch Blast goes into the mouth and disappears into the darkness. It, look almost like it immediately dissipates, but you don't actually see it dissipate. What's that?
I cast magic missile at the darkness.
Yes, that's yes, the summoner quote. Yeah. I attack the darkness. That's what you do with your Eldritch Blast, and it goes into the mouth and disappears.
I'm not gonna start with the 3rd level spell. All right, I'll cast Dispel Magic on it then.
What level Dispel Magic?
You bastard. I am not a full caster, so I am going to save my high levels. I'm gonna do just 3rd level.
3rd level Dispel Magic on it. The dispelling of the magic has no effect. However, you do get a sense the eyes of this thing are white, like kind of like a white crystal eyes, glow with a faint blue when you cast it. But the blackness that's there and everything else just stays the same. Nothing changes in this chamber, but you notice those eyes surge with blue before they actually don't ever go back to pure white though. They go to like a dim, dull, pale blue.
So they go like to a brighter blue and then they dim slightly.
Yeah,
or
they
just go to
surge
that
when you
light?
cast the spell. Yeah, they surge
Okay.
when you cast a spell, and then they went back down to like a light, dim, pale blue. But they are no longer pure white.
Maybe keep doing that, guys.
I am not going to use all of my magic on this face. Marianne, if you would like to make an attempt, or we can get the wizard boy to come back and try.
I guess I
I'm trying to
could.
figure out this puzzle down
And
here.
I'm just down there being like, you the red square.
So yeah, let's while Marianne prepares
I
to
was thinking the same thing about the red square.
while Marianne is preparing her spell, we'll go jump down into the keg room. Yeah, what are you guys thinking here? Two of you, what are you thinking?
Well, we cannot go for the ones on either side, for they are stars.
According
Yes,
to-
as the blue ones have effects of some sort, so they're also magical, no? And the green is supposed to be helpful, so that is also magical. So that leaves the red square and the green circle.
Blue circle.
Hmm?
Green circle?
Yes.
But it says that green, it says green's neighbor is never boring. So that's either the ones next to the green moon or the ones next to the green circle. And the green circle is next to the blue circle, and the green moon is next to the red square. But we know the blue circle is one of the blue that is neither a blessing nor a curse, which means it would be mundane. But the blue circle is never boring. Well, okay. So
Have to drop the act to actually do it.
I just imagine this is just Pretty going around.
Yeah, Pretty's just chilling. She's chilling. Actually, Pretty will do something though. Agatha, she can
Oh.
communicate with you telepathically, and
I don't know if she can.
she can. We've done it before actually.
Okay.
Yeah, she's your familiar. She can communicate with you telepathically. Remember, she's really sassy too. She's got a little sass
She's
to her.
right.
She'll tell you though that she's looking down in there's floorboards. I know that the picture actually the picture is weird actually to me. It looks like the floorboards are like planks on stone floor. That is not the way it is. Okay, the planks are actual floorboards. There is a floorboard here. And I'm not saying AI generated this art or anything. I'm just saying it doesn't match the description, and it's kind of important. The floor here is wooden, and she can see beneath the wooden floors. It looks like there's some sort of a basement to this. There's a room beneath it. It's at the widest like an inch gap, but she can see down.
Oh, is that so pretty?
does say to pass through the floors.
Is there something beneath us? So,
Would you like to try and rip some of these up? I don't know if I have. Oh, well, actually, I am quite strong.
are you? I would love to see that.
A bit.
Go
Which ones
on.
are you considering here? I'm gonna make a poll on YouTube. Which ones are you considering?
I'm considering red square.
I got red square
Red
and
square and
green.
blue circle are the only two that seem like they are the. Oh, but one is mundane. Okay.
But blue would be mundane.
So I'm gonna put a poll up here: red square, blue circle, and then another for people to comment.
Well, I guess it's not that blue isn't necessarily mundane.
Either.
One drink is mundane.
And the green's neighbors are never boring means to me
A
that
little
the
louder,
green
CJ.
circle is next to the blue circle, so the blue circle is not mundane.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, yes,
I took never boring to mean they're magical.
yeah.
So I would
that would mean
assume-
that the
yeah.
only ones that could be mundane are green.
Yeah, I thought it was the green circle.
Yeah, I would say my guess was green circle is the non-magical one.
Mm.
So
Yeah. Yeah, green circle would be non-magic. Blue would be maybe something relatively good, or maybe just something that tastes good. But I think red. I think you're right. You're both right with red square. That's where I was leaning as well.
square is the only one that
It's the only one without an assigned value, but is next to green.
So for what it's worth, the comments from Xander Cartwright, which means I don't know that you can trust this, says clearly the moon. Because of who Xander Cartwright is. I don't know if you can trust him, but he's saying the moon. Then the square has some votes, and another. So I don't know if that relates to his comment or others, but yeah. So
but the moon already has a value.
like I said, it's Xander. None of you are in Keep on the Borderlands, but Xander Cartwright was actually the villain that I created for Keep on the Borderlands, and somebody has created the handle Xander Cartwright. So he's not looking out for your best interests all the time. But we love you, Xander.
No.
Thank you for being here. Like Strahd is on our Curse of Strahd stream. And I don't think he usually is voting for the group in most cases. So,
Mr. Wizard, what do you think we should try?
We should try and get someone to drink the red square and
The
see what
red
happens to them.
square. I believe it is the green circle. How about we both take on this wager?
oh,
I don't know that Bandito's going to be willing to drink both of those.
I ain't drinking any of them. I
Oh,
think we
Bandito.
figured this place out. Come on up here, see the mouth.
Bandito, you have incredible hearing and very poor phrasing.
Oh, you fellas are no fun. And I'm gonna hobble over to one of the cups
I'm
and
gonna
pick
go.
one up.
Oh, you
I
pick a
will
cup
go
up?
over to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look
I
for
feel like
the-
I'm about to do what was it, the Holy Grail scene? in
Yeah, the Holy
Indiana
Grail.
Jones?
Yeah. So what
Choose
describe the mug
wisely.
you choose? There's a variety of them. Pick. You can pick.
What Agatha? I think the copper cup I see on the edge there.
Oh, there is some in the picture, isn't there?
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, yeah. There is like
the
a
description
chalice.
also entirely different from
So
did
yeah,
the art team and the writing team not consult for this chapter?
they did not, because the description says on the opposite wall. So they're on the west wall. On the opposite wall is where the cups supposed to be, but it looks like they're like side to side.
Well, also, if you
This
look
is
at the
art
map,
now.
it looks like they are winding in a concave
Yeah,
like circle, and on the
yeah,
art they look like bowling pins.
yeah. Look at this. Look at this. Look.
Wait, what is?
Are we sure it
Mm.
wasn't AI generated?
It
Like,
might have been
this
AI.
is just
Look at this.
lazy. Oh my god.
Look at this map. It's totally the wrong way. Yeah.
It also very much looks like whoever was doing it had a PlayStation 5 controller in front of them when they were.
They're like, let's just throw in like a moon and some stars.
Jeff, you
That's
wrote
good.
down the answer is up, down, left, right, up, down. I don't think that's going to translate well to our book.
EA
Oh.
start? There's no start button, Jeff. Come on.
Yeah. All right, so Agatha, you're taking a chalice, a copper chalice. What are you taking, Derlin?
I'll fill it up with the green circle.
Green circle. What are you taking, Derlin?
It's
Or do you
time.
not?
I'll grab a small chalice and fill up with the red square. If we're,
Yes,
if we're wagering on this.
let us all test our metal here.
Okay.
And
So-
remember, if it is somehow bad, just drink from the moon one. It will help.
I don't know where that voice is going.
It's all good.
Just drifted out the window.
All right, so CJ, red square, and Estelle, green circle,
circle.
correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Cheers to the wizard.
Cheers.
To the hag.
I don't think, Estelle, actually, whatever you just said or noise you made, I think it was so high pitched that
Oh,
Zoom
no.
couldn't pick. Zoom
It
couldn't
was
handle it.
so it was
Oh,
so good
no.
of a witch's cackle that Zoom assumed that it wasn't supposed to come through. Much like Bear's battle cries.
You know,
Yes.
Zoom cannot handle our majesty, okay?
Zoom can't. You're
This
right.
is the truth.
hmm
Mhm.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. The two of you fill up your chalices. Derlin from the red square and Agatha from the green circle. Do you cheers each other?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. By the way, the craziest combination of characters I think I've ever seen on the channel so far is Derlin and Agatha. You clink your chalices and you go to sip, and we're going to go back up to the other side for a moment. Lisa begins to prepare a spell. Oh, you're going to say something, CJ, or no?
We should have filled a cup with the green moon, or whatever the green.
Oh, we could do it afterwards. One of us will be okay.
Just in case.
Okay.
Or through the floor.
You think the green moon's going to save you, huh?
The one who's gonna save us? Wait,
We'll see.
Wait, Bandito's in here. So.
He's not in there. He's up top still. He just heard you.
Oh no.
He just heard you.
So the
All right,
interesting thing with the green moon is that depending on your inflection, it could be saying moon cleanses you of illness or worse, or moon cleanses you of illness or worse.
Ah, the comma is the comma.
Mm.
Where's the
These
grammar
shoots and
police?
waves.
Grammar police. All right. Actually, I should have worn my shirt that I got. A friend at work gave it to me. It says, "Let's eat Bob." I've worn it on the stream before. Let's eat Bob. It's one of those classic, you need the commas to save lives. I have that. I should wear it next time. All right. So,
Have you for dinner?
have you for your dinner. Exactly. Let's eat, Grandma. Let's see. Here we go. So, Lisa steps aside, and Marianne prepares her spell. She says to Kashar, what should I cast? She's always a little hesitant when she's been asked to do things, so she kind of looks to you for direction.
Something that won't explode.
Right.
Magic.
No
And that
teleporting.
you can focus on something. No teleportation.
No teleporting. How about magic missile? That can't miss.
Sure.
It's like, all right, I'll fire magic missiles at the darkness. And
Yes.
3 missiles from a level 1 magic missile fly into the mouth. They disappear as soon as they get through the opening. And the eyes surge yet again, though not as bright as your level 3 dispel magic.
Do they, when they reset down, do they stay a little brighter than they were?
Give me an Arcana check.
I would love to. I'd love to help someone better though.
Nope. I could roll for Lisa actually, though. She does have Arcana.
Oh, I mean, I rolled an
Wow.
19. I have a +0. I am not trained in Arcana.
Okay. Well, it is just as good, or better, I should say, than Marianne's. And you get the sense that, yes, this does help, but it requires more spells, more magic to empower this mouth to whatever, or this face to whatever it needs to do. Like the Acererak's poem said, it needs magic. It craves your magic.
Did I get a sense of when I cast the 3rd level of like a percentage that it filled, like on the strength test bell ring, where did I hit? Was I construction worker or
Right. Yeah, you were like it will say something like strong-armed paper boy.
It's either someone that chose the wrong job or is very, very good at their job.
They're very good.
They only have one strong arm. It's a very literal.
Lisa will cast another spell if you want her to. I can do more.
Do I know, mechanically speaking, do I know what level spells she can cast up to?
You can ask her generally, what can you cast? And she'll say, I could cast a greater invisibility or an ice storm.
I see. Maybe hold on to some of your reserves, but try. Could you do a greater invisibility twice or more?
She says, I could.
All right, why don't you try that once? It
says
doesn't
the
have to be
incantation.
greater invisibility, but that's potency. Try that amount.
Got it. And she'll channel her magical abilities. She'll recite the incantation, and she would normally disappear. In fact, she usually, when she does this, she looks around to make sure that she is still here or not. And she does, and she's still here, and the magic seems to be siphoned off of her into the mouth. And again, a surge of magic. Now the eyes are pretty bright blue. There's your muscly armed, barbell carrying athlete.
That's a long one.
The long one. What are those dudes from the old timey gyms? They rode on those big bicycles with the one big wheel. What was you know what I'm talking about? They had mustaches
Clowns?
and no.
Like strongmen, I wonder.
Yeah.
I think.
You know, like the Charles Bronson looking guys.
I'll tell you right now. Yeah, vintage strongmen. Exactly. Yeah.
Vintage. I could definitely see vintage strongmen on one of those bells.
Google vintage strongmen. You'll see it come up. It's the dudes with the mustaches. Then they're wearing like the leotard and.
And yeah, Bear's gonna. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I mean, Bear sees what's happening, and he says, "Guys, it's working! It's working!" And then he like looks over at Bandito, and he says, "By the way, when you lost your dagger in there, was it by chance like a magical dagger? Or was it a regular one?"
I wouldn't throw a magical dagger in there, he says. The only magical weapon I've got has someone's name written on it, if you catch my drift. And he looks towards the secret hole in the bottom of the pit where Durlin went to.
You wrote the name of the person you want to murder on the weapon you're going to use?
He takes the toothpick, flicks it into the pit, and he says, figuratively.
Oh.
Okay, then.
I cast a second level gentle repose.
And bingo! Bing, 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 bing. Winner! You cast another spell, second level, you said, correct?
Second level. So it was
Second
10,
level.
It was 10 levels. Or okay.
So you cast a second level spell, and the face glows bright. The magic that is absorbed by the relief seems to cause the eyes to glow, and now it changes. Instead of it being like a bright blue like it was when it surged, it changes to a bright green. And the door that was unable to be picked, or so Bandito said, unlocks and opens on its own.
Ooh. Bear goes to swing the door open. Any objections?
You've already swung it open, Bear.
Oh, never mind. Let's go.
It opened on its
Bears.
own, actually. It opened on its own.
Amazing. Bear skips through.
I'm going to move to here and just call down.
We got the door open. How goes the party room?
And
Oh, yeah.
Do we just see spilled Kool-Aid cups and Nikes?
Oh, no.
here's what happens. Durlin, you drink the red squared liquid. It's a pint of ale. It's alcohol inside. It doesn't say what kind, but it's it actually just says liquor. So I could be unsure, but I'll have an
Just
alcohol,
vodka.
please.
You're going to go blind.
A pint of vodka.
A pint of vodka.
Got it down the whole thing, my man.
You're definitely going through the floor with that one.
You just got
Darling.
iced by a keg.
Durlin, actually,
Moonshine.
you're not going to pass out. You actually turn into a gaseous form. So,
I always thought he was full of gas since meeting him.
and
I feel
Estelle,
like that would seem like a bad result of drinking a glass of something and immediately just being literally vaporized.
but you do sense that you are in control of your body. Like you can move yourself now in this gaseous form. For Estelle, what happens to you when you drink is no magical effect, as you chose the one that is non-magical. It just happens to be a non-magical poisonous liquid. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Let me get you that other. Oh no, my gas is warm. I can't get you into the glass. I can't do anything to help you. I'm trying to turn the thing. It just doesn't work.
It's a 10.
10. And so just so we all know, and I want to make sure we're clear on this, and I don't actually think the players even really understand. Maybe CJ does because he knows who Agatha is. But here's how it works. Estelle is actually playing a Shadow Dark character. So she does not have a
Playing completely
constitution.
different game.
It's a different game.
She's
She
been
does
playing
not
Shadow
have
Dark the whole
a
time.
constitution saving throw. She only has a constitution score and the modifier to it. So the way that we've talked about this, and Estelle and I, we had a conversation about how we're going to handle this in game, because they are different systems and they don't necessarily mesh all the time. Anything that happens to Estelle is going to be as it would be in D&D, and we just have to find the equivalent of it, like this closest thing to it that Shadow can do. So just skills, saving throws, it's all just your ability scores straight up. For things that Estelle does, we'll try to use the equivalents of Shadow Dark, but like the D&D version. So, we'll try to make it work as best as we can, but there are a lot of things that you might say Shadow Dark would be really weak at in the D&D game. And other things that Shadow Dark might be really, really powerful against D&D things. So we're going to see. And I've already talked about some of the specifics with her, but when they come up, we'll try to explain our thought process behind them. But right now, you made a con check. You have failed it. And the effect is that you are now poisoned for 1 hour. You have disadvantage on all of your ability checks, attack rolls, D20 rolls, essentially. And unfortunately for you, all your spells you need to cast and roll to cast. So those would be disadvantaged as well.
Oh, I don't feel
Okay.
so good. I'm gonna
Yeah.
reach over for the crescent moon drink.
And I imagine at this point your cup falls from your hands. Pretty starts to go over to you. She's worried, concerned.
It's okay, Fritty. I just need to get that other drink.
Yeah. And as you're doing this, CJ, what is Derlin doing in your gaseous form?
He's gaseous forming. He's like, oh, there was a small crack in the floor. I think I should be going down now.
And you do. You can go down through the floor, and you'll see that this is a tunnel. And there's a tunnel that leads to the northeast. You can choose to follow it if you want to.
I do want to, but I can't. No. Can I speak in gaseous form, or I'm just gas?
I would say that you can't speak.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, Agatha has seen me gaseous form and go into the floor, and I assume she'll follow if she's got any sort of adventurous spirit with her. Hopefully she'll be able to get the cat to drink as well. And yeah, I'm gonna continue on in gaseous form because I don't know how long this is gonna last, and I can move and float and fly wherever I want.
It does affect you like the spell. So just looking at it, you're basically incorporeal. Anything you touch, you wear, is all combined into this misty cloud that is now you. You have resistance to non-magical damage, advantage on strength, dexterity, and constitution saving throws. Interestingly, you can pass through small holes, narrow openings, even mere cracks. It treats liquids as though they were solid surfaces, and you can't fall, even if you were stunned or incapacitated.
What?
Even if you were stunned or incapacitated, you don't fall. And you also, let's see, you can't interact with any objects, and you can't attack or cast spells. I guess you could talk. Oddly enough.
He's lost all of his good traits and kept his worst.
All right, so do you want to
Was
go
that in
in
character?
No, I don't think so.
But
But do you want to go through the tunnel?
Yes, I do. I hope. Again, I hope. Okay.
All right. I moved you so you can see the area. I'll describe this to you, and then we'll jump back to Estelle and the crew. Let's see, CJ, you move into this next area here. The tunnel takes you. into a room of archways. Each wall of this octagonal room contains a stone archway. A veil of white fog fills the room, and so the swirly lines are the white fog.
This looks very bad for a gaseous form.
Yeah. Do you want to go into the fog?
I feel like if I go into it, it'll split me into pieces.
Hmm. So you're going to stay here for a little bit?
Yeah, I'm going to wait there for a bit. I'm going to think about this.
Estelle, you go towards, I imagine you're like poison. You're reaching for this cask.
Yeah. I just like go under and like just flip it, the tap.
The tap,
Just like by 300 days.
You open the tap and pour out some liquid, and you put your mouth underneath it. You want to drink, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You drink it, and it cures you of your poisoned affliction. It counts as an elixir of health. The liquid is red and has tiny bubbles in it.
Very fizzy, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I should drink the other thing too. Can't let the human have all the fun.
Okay, so you're going to go over and just...
I thought you meant the one that no one drank. All right, might as well run the gauntlet. It's a flight, isn't it?
Tasman's telling us that you can't talk, so in gaseous form, so CJ Derlin's monologue was to himself.
Thank you so much, Casman. I really appreciate
Thank
the
you,
work
Tasman.
you're doing here.
He could be lying, but we're gonna just believe him, because that's the way Derlin would do it.
Say, according to the gaseous form spell, it says while in the form of a misty cloud, the target can't talk or manipulate objects.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
You can't talk.
Agatha, you turn misty and can no longer talk.
Yeah.
Pretty like trills, and she's like got that like concerned meow as you move down below. But she speaks to you telepathically, so she says like, "Where are you going?"
Gotta go follow the others one now, pretty.
I'll go
Must
get the
know where
others.
they are.
I'll get the others. They're just
And
dilly dallying.
Oh, I'm sure you can whip them into shape.
All right, she goes over, and you join Derlin in the gaseous form.
So I
Okay.
I say, how's it going in the party room, and just hear concerned meowing.
You
No.
Yes.
You hear retching and then concern meowing and nothing else.
Yeah, you do
It
hear
sounds
retching.
like a
Yeah.
true party in there, yes.
You see the cat come out, and the cat's concerned meows call up to the group. Lisa says, "Do you think they're dead?"
It is possible, yes. All right,
Well then, onward, she says, and she starts to walk towards Bear's door.
that's the spirit, Lisa.
I will Oh, I don't have actually. Do I have message? No, I don't have message. I am not a bard today. I don't think I have any way to communicate with them. Or the cat.
Bandito will take the rope and climb down. He says, "I ain't letting that one get away from me. If he's dead, I gotta make sure of it." And he puts a toothpick in his mouth as he climbs down and gets to the open chamber. He'll go in and check it out.
Do you salivate a lot? I'm just noticing you go through those toothpicks very quickly.
It's a gland issue.
All right, well,
He's got them orc teeth. Gets a lot of stuff stuck in him.
Yeah. He comes back and he goes, "Well, looks like they blew the coop. They're gone." He grabs Pretty by the neck and he holds onto her. No, good, like scruff of her neck.
Just kills the cat immediately. Just like
Scruff of her.
Bandito. Don't
But
make me revivify a cat. Shit.
Dang.
Oh,
You
don't
know
wanna
what?
see happened. Well, maybe you do. Never mind. I'm not going to say it.
Let's just say Pretty has an interesting entrance most of the time. He grabs her by the scruff of the neck, and yes, for maybe for a moment, everything Bandito does looks like it's going to be the most threatening and violent thing, and then he ends up putting the cat like in his little pouch, and just the head can like be seen. Yeah. But he looked like he was maybe going to skin that cat for a second, and then he puts her in his little
Grasp her
satchel.
in the neck like,
More than one
Yeah.
way.
So he grabs her and he comes back out and brings her up to the mouth. He says, if they're alive, they'll want to come back for this one. And he looks at Kashar and starts to move down the hallway.
Did you just proudly say that you're holding a cat hostage?
He smiles, and he gets to the end of the hallway. The rest of you can move.
It isn't obvious, yes.
All right, this is going to be great. So we got one group heading to the east, one group heading north. Who's going first? What's the marching order here for this group on the eastern side?
I think Bear like traipsed through the door first,
Sure.
kind of without consulting anyone. So I
Perfect.
assume Bear would be first in line.
I'm gonna
Perfect.
hold up the rear to make sure that Marianne is
Protected.
between us.
Yeah, that's fair. And Marianne has the lantern of revealing out, so she'll be going down and slowly looking through the walls. You do see a lot in this hallway, though. So let me describe what you see here. So this hallway is actually pretty cool. It's a hall of gemstones. Rows of colorful jewels line this corridor's walls. At the east end, you can see a emerald-colored statue of a crashing wave, like a oceanic wave. The words, "This wave is green," is carved into the base of the statue. There's a couple of doors here. There's a door, not a couple of doors, excuse me. There's a door, and then there's the door you came through, so those are the two. There's a door right near Bear to the south in that wall. This door looks just like the other doors that you've seen. They're like wooden doors, very mundane looking, reinforced with metal and metal hinges, metal doorknobs, things like that. But it looks mundane. And again, you see the gemstones lining this hallway. There's gemstones of every kind, every variety. Diamonds, sapphires, emeralds, rubies, you name it. What was the one? There was tourmaline. Tourmaline?
Mm-hmm.
The one from Icewind Dale that I could never pronounce. Anyway, there's every gemstone of every color, every variety, varying sizes. Crystals galore here. Many of them are would be worth hundreds, if not thousands, of gold pieces.
Bandito, do not touch any of the gemstones.
You could see him retracting a hand already. He's like, can't blame a guy for trying. He throws another
I
toothpick.
can, actually.
He flicks a toothpick down the hall towards the statue, takes out another one.
That one lasted like 3 minutes. It's
Bear, what are you doing as the leader here in this row?
Well, I do want to go through this door, but I think first I want to inspect this statue a little more closely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, maybe do like a quick lap around it, like looking closely at the engraving, seeing if there's anything peculiar of note. Also noticing that there's another door. Oh shit, another door over here.
Yeah, once you get into the where the statue is, there's a door to the north. Again, very similar. Looks like a mundane door. Just like the others. Almost too similar. They're all pretty much identical to each other. There is the reading that I had mentioned. You want to try to inspect the statue closely. Give me an investigation check.
Sure. Wow, big old 4.
It is a statue. You are certain of it.
Well, guys,
just
there's
read the-
definitely a statue here.
You just read the inscription. That's it.
Again.
This wave is green.
Mm.
very good, Bear.
Thank you, serious man.
Have you forgotten my name?
Of course not. Kashan. Kashar.
Sean.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Bear shrugs. Wave statue means very little to him.
Lisa will come up to the front and she'll bring Marianne and her lantern. And she says, quick, give it a once over. And Marianne will say, okay. And she starts to look around it. And she sees that on the, it's hard to tell, and it is difficult for Bear to have seen this, but within the ripples of the waves, it does look like there is a slot for a gemstone. Bandito says, well, which one are we going to take?
How
This
big
here,
is it? Oh, sorry.
it's pretty big. It looks like it's maybe the size of your, maybe bear's fist, a small fist.
Jesus.
All right. What shape is it?
It's a
Fist shape?
huge gemstone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A ruby
it looks like
the
a
size of a tangerine.
yes. It's a large hand fruit sized gemstone. Bandito goes, "Yeah, take a look at this diamond here. It's about the same size." He like kind of points at it with his dagger.
All right. Get me the cat and get the gem.
Bear holds his fist next to the diamond. Yeah, I guess that looks about right.
Bandito says, "Should we take it off the wall?"
I'm
Yes.
scared.
He
Okay.
takes out
Cat
his.
first. If it explodes, the cat will go by.
He
If it
gives you
explodes
the
on
cat.
You,
Yeah.
I can heal you.
Yeah, he gives you the cat. And he takes out his thieves' tools. He says, "I'm going to do this real delicate like. Hang on a sec." Flicks another toothpick, puts a fresh one in. "Need a fresh one for this." And he goes to work on the wall. It pops off almost instantly, like with a very, very gentle touch. Pops off. And Kashar, Bear, unfortunately Pretty, and Bandito will need to make Constitution save. No, it's not Constitution. Excuse me. No, it is Dexterity.
Pretty doesn't
back
have
here?
any stats.
Oh no.
While I have to do it from while in the room.
Yeah, so it's actually the statue itself
Oh.
emanates a wave of cold damage down the hallway all the way to the blue-mouthed door room.
Could I try
So-
to shield the cat?
You
Like-
could try. You could try. Dexterity
Okay.
saving throw. Agatha,
Uh,
we're going to roll straight. The cats do have rules in Shadow Dark. I believe, if not mistaken, they have a dex of at least +2. You can get advantage on this for Pretty because of Kashar.
she also gets a +5 from my paladin aura, as does
Damn.
Bear.
Sweet. Thank you, Kashar.
I'll tell you what her actual thing is. Let me look up the cat.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it right now. I'm in the middle of demons. We have a camel and we have a cave fruit.
I feel like cats are so dexterous. Like it should be like +10.
Yeah. So what did you say? +5 for Pretty?
It's +5 for Randall. Yeah.
Yeah, I gave a +5, and I'm shielding her, so she'll have advantage. I don't know what her normal bonuses are. I imagine the cat's got to at least have a +2 or 3.
Well, you know what's the D&D cat stats? Because they don't exist for Shadow Dark. I don't think. Because I'm not finding it in here.
A cat has a +4 to their save, to their dex save.
But those the base dexterity.
Oh.
Probably +2.
Then I guess just a +2.
What?
How about we
so
go with the
lame.
lion stats from Shadow Dark?
I won't argue. What's that?
The lion
say?
is +2.
You know what? You know what? These people have never, ever dealt with having a cat. What's the bonus you give me on top of the +2?
A +5 with advantage.
Nice.
So you get a
Maybe
it's
+7.
she
+7.
will actually live.
Mm.
+7 here.
Damn.
Whoa. Nice.
Sweet.
Bob, question. I have
So-
advantage on dex saves against effects that I can see.
You can see
Does
this.
that
Yep.
count here? Okay,
Yeah.
sweet.
So is that 25 then, Estelle? Is that what it is?
26.
Oh no. Okay. Wait, is it?
What?
No,
Yeah.
wait. Sorry. Yes, 26. Good. That is good.
Oh
Yeah.
no! Is there no?
What is this save on a bell curve?
I looked over and I saw I heard you say 26, but I looked over and I saw the 18 first. So I was a little worried about that one. I saw that you had numbers plugged in after I called out for I saw the 18. And anyway, that does pass, yes. So we'll say that because of Randall's covering and everything, she jumps out of the way. She jumps towards Lisa, into Lisa's hands. The rest of you, give me your saving throws. Randall, I see Kashar got a 16.
16, yeah.
Michelle, an 18.
Yes, sir.
Plus 5.
That,
so 23.
yeah, I was going to say.
Oh, dang. Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. 23.
Bandit is too far, though. So he's not getting
Bandito's
that
too
plus 5.
far, yeah. He's got to make a save. He rolls pretty high, though. He rolls a 15. He actually passes. So
I'm assuming
he'll pass.
I'm failing.
You're the only one that fails, Randall. Yeah.
Makes sense. I was too concerned with a cat.
That's fair. That's fair. And here's what's going to happen. You're all going to take
130
28 damage. It's cold. You'll take 28. Bear, you'll half it, and so will Bandito. So 14 to 14, and Randall 28.
Oh, question. Not relevant to this, but just for before, I should have asked this. When I did that teleport, did I get the sense that the resistance that it normally grants was still there, or that the whole thing didn't work?
The whole thing doesn't work.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
isn't that
cool.
Isn't that suck? Yeah, I know.
It does, mostly because that's like the coolest ability for Shadow Guy.
Yeah, it does not work. So the blast of cold wave energy comes out at you all, hitting the entire hallway. Lisa and our resident mage, Marianne, are on the other side of the wave, so they are not affected, but they come to your aid, and they will try to make sure everybody's okay. While they're doing that, gaseous form peeps. You see this room of archways. There are archways in every direction of this octagonal room, to the north, northeast. You can see to the east, to the southeast, south, southwest, where you are, to the west, to the northwest. What do you want to do?
Does it look like the fog is moving? We can see through the fog, or is it like?
It's like a light fog filling the room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it look like it's moving?
No, it's kind of stagnant.
Okay, so I feel like I should not be as concerned about entering this fog and choosing a direction. Can Agatha and I, like, are we like a colored gaseous form, like, or are we like equally like?
Will we not be able to find each other in the fog?
Yeah.
I'd say you're distinct. You're distinct
Okay.
looking a little bit. Yeah.
We're distinct enough. Okay.
Just a little louder, CJ. Make sure I can't hear you as well.
Sorry, I will move forward. Yeah. So I'm gonna. I guess I'm not gonna wait here an hour for this gaseous form thing to wear off. But I'm gonna move into the fog and start heading. I'm gonna go to the first door I can see on my left. Like I'm gonna follow the room around.
So it looks like, and you go in, and the mist does, like the fog swirls around when you move in. You do make some sort of motion in the room. It doesn't like envelop you, cover you, or affect you in any way. But you look around and you can see that some of these doorways, these archways, are to nowhere. They look like is just darkness beyond the archway. So you can see them. Maybe you want to, I know you like to label, CJ. Do you want to label some of these?
Sure.
So to your left, you can see where there's like a dotted line here. It's like it clearly doesn't go anywhere. This one, I'll just describe a few things to you. So that one, that's the west archway. Yeah. Yeah. It looks like it's a small area that, like, would require you to like duck into. If you were fully there in gaseous form, you just go and you'd be okay probably. But it's a smaller opening. To the north, it's the bigger, wide opening, and to the east, there is another, opening. This one looks like it is to the east. Let me just make sure I'm giving you the right one here. This one looks like it has a magical aura like emanating from it. It's brightly colored, like white light coming from it, but you can't see through it. And then to the south is another narrow opening, again pitch black.
Small to the left. I was messing with the.
Bottom is narrow, and the one to the right is glowing white. Still, none of these portals you can actually see into, but you assume that they, magical properties to them, because you can't see or get the sense. It's a complete darkness right at the edge of it. So it's got to be magical in some way. To the northwest, it looks like there's actually greenery. You can see some shrubs down the hallway. To the northeast, you can't see anything, though it is lit. All these areas actually are lit. They have the green flickering flame along them. And to the southeast, it looks like there is a dead end. So there's like the real openings. Like this one is a dead end. This one is an opening to a hallway that you don't see beyond because it turns, but you can see the turn. It's not like it's pitch black like the others. And then you can see some greenery to the northwest here.
I think I've met that tree before, but not as me.
Maybe. Where are you headed?
I mean, I'm curious about this tree thing. A tree in a cave?
Sure.
Do you see this tree? Go. I can't talk to you, but go to the go look at the tree.
Yes, but what if the tree says to leave me alone?
All right. Looks like you've communicated in
These two
nonverbal ways.
characters should not
We
be
turn our
alone.
gaseous forms into words.
So Estelle, when you get into this corridor out of the mist, you are back to your material form.
Oh,
And same with Derlin.
Ah, you are also now a flesh.
Yes, it seems I am. Is your cat here? Where's your cat?
Pretty is elsewhere. She
I
is
sure
with
hope
the
the cat's
others.
okay.
Ah, as do I.
Bandito has a taste for cats, you know.
He
Does he? I didn't get that impression.
Well, you should be aware of that. Be on the lookout. If he's
Oh,
holding
boy.
your cat, he's probably just trying to make soup of it.
Well,
Oh, you stop saying things like that. You're making me think all sorts of dirty little jokes. Now let's go check out this tree.
Pretty's a good little cat. Come on now. So you arrive at an expansive glade of trees. Bobbing lights flit between the branches, and at the center of the glade stands a towering, and here's the reference, banyan tree, wrapped in sickly-looking vines. A path winds through the glade, but disappears when you try to focus on it. You move through and meander until you find a large banyan tree, but this banyan tree is moving. It is a triant. It doesn't seem to notice you, but it's moving through this glade. And this chamber is expansive. It's huge, actually, I would say. It makes it feel like you're in the forests or the jungles yet again. What do you do as you approach?
Do you speak tree?
No.
I know you
but
know so many other languages.
I
thought
speak Sylvain. Maybe that will work.
Well,
Want to try it?
I do like meeting new people. How is this room like brightly lit, or is it dim, or?
It looks like you're in the jungles and there's sunlight out.
it appears we've made our way back outside.
No, well, that's not terribly great. We should get back to the others, although this is very curious. But what's the harm in talking to a tree?
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, it's not like
Not like we're gonna get
poison.
poisoned or something, right?
You can see, like I said, there are flits of light going about this, so you might be getting up the courage to go and talk to this treant, and you start to step out into the opening, and a light will flitter Yeah, flitter right next to you. And you'll get a whispering sound to you. And it'll say, like, "Who are you? Why have you come here?"
I am here to explore, to help some people. Well, a person I care about, and to punish someone I don't. That is why I am here.
You seek the master, don't you?
The only person I consider to have such a title would probably be my cat.
I mean the master of the tomb. The tomb master longs to be free. Wouldn't you, if you were he?
I am not he. I am far more powerful.
Can we give you some words of advice?
I won't listen to them if you want me to give up any vice.
We do not require anything. But if you wish to go on blindly, you may.
It hasn't really stopped me before, but maybe tell it to the human here.
You there,
I've
human.
had cataracts for 3 centuries.
She actually
What?
is legally blind.
It's the seeing eye cat.
You there,
Man, you're really fucked up right now then.
human. Steal not from the library, for it holds trouble. The next challenge is crushing. Move fast. Illusions are we, born from a mix of wanderlust and corrupted magic. Many more can you find in this forgotten place. The jade serpents crave offerings. Mind our words, and the spirit will disappear.
Could you write that down? Okay.
Oh my.
I was hoping I could get that written down first, but
So what was that about Jade?
something
Great
about
feats.
libraries.
Something
and-
about dragging jades, I believe.
It's just a bunch of old geezers, can't remember anything.
The fucking wizard doesn't have a writing implement or book.
Well, I didn't know it was gonna go away. I was gonna ask it to repeat itself a couple times.
Hold on there, Sonny. Can you repeat that? Let me just get my
Hold on.
quill.
I have to get my quills. My ink pot's a little dry. If I could.
Oh.
When the spirit disappears, it kind of makes like a little popping sound as it goes away from this plane, and the triant turns around and says to you, "Who seeks up on Abalahin?" And it's going to search the trees and look and see the two of you and say, "Intruders, leave my glade at once." And we'll see
We are
you.
so sorry to be intruding. We wish to not be intruding. Perhaps we can become friends, and then we wouldn't be intruding.
Intruders! And he lifts up his large branches, and we will see you next week for episode 3.
Agatha.
The tree casts power word kill.
Yeah. Thank you for watching,
Also-
everybody. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that glade is like 15% bigger than that tree itself. Like,
The way they see it, they're in the jungles again. It's a large forest. Might be some sort of illusory magic here. You would probably know that if you were listening to the spirits talk. But next time, we'll see what the spirits have to say after this wizard and crew here. Look, we got our own version of Pretty here. Look at this, CJ. Excellent. Excellent. Until next time, everybody, please make sure you check the description for the character questionnaire. It's filled. It's there, ready to go. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. Do all the good YouTube stuff. Until next time, though, we will see you on the tabletop. Have a good night, everybody.
night.